two interesting data points I recently came across. One was a study by BCG that said 79% of executives now think that innovation is a top priority. McKinsey's study said 94% of CEOs are deeply dissatisfied with their company's innovation performance. Like, there's no other area of business performance where that gap, I think, is that wide. My experience is that a lot of CEOs who say they're serious about innovation really aren't. Because when you go down to frontline employees, administrative assistants, tech support, call centers, whatever, and you ask them, number one, have you been trained as a business innovator? Have you been trained to think about unmet customer needs? Have you been given the creative tools of business entrepreneurship? And then you ask them, well, if you have an idea, is it very relatively easy to compete for experimental capital? Do you have an internal, kind of version of Kickstarter where in a matter of days, you know whether somebody's gonna, and the answer is no. In most companies, capital is still allocated Soviet style. It's a monopoly. There are not multiple sources of experimental capital inside like you find today with crowdsourcing. And then finally you ask frontline people, is it clear to you that your manager is responsible for innovation? Are there KPIs, number of ideas, quality of ideas, but is it clear that they are personally accountable for innovation in a way that influences their compensation? And frontline people will tell you no and no and no. And then I go back to the CEO and say, okay, let's start again and understand how you're using the word serious here.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. Good point. Good.